welcome to yet another Skeleton Crew episode of SOMP. Hashtag SOMP Saturday. Or wait, happy hashtag SOMP Saturday, everyone. As usual, this is Ashton, joined by my co-host, the Griesbach. Man, what an
Welcome.
episode.
What an episode. I agree. Plenty of stuff to progress. I've seen it twice.
Ooh, nice. Lucky. I have not. I need to.
One time is enough, I think.
Yeah, there are some things that I want to go back and just like, I don't know, dig into a little more. I feel like I missed some things, but yeah, we have some things that we want to share with you all today.
Mm-hmm.
So
the first thing I noticed is actually I re-noticed it because when I watched it for the first time, the first two episodes, I noticed that we don't have the regular Star Wars Disney theme coming up, and it's Wim's theme instead. You know, in the beginning with all the helmets.
Oh, what?
It starts with what you call Wim's
With Wim's
theme.
theme.
Yeah.
Dude, what? I didn't.
Yes.
I did not.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, that's so sick. Let me actually.
It's pretty special because almost all the time it's the regular theme.
Yeah. No, totally, dude. Let me play that on here for everyone.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, this is really just for me because I didn't notice that. So. You're right. That's so cool, dude.
Mm-hmm.
That is so cool. Wow, wow, wow. Yeah, so we hear it there, like for the helmets and like like the intro thing.
Mm-hmm.
We hear it there, but then we hear it a second time when it's just the plain logo, like in white
Mm-hmm.
on the screen. And that one in particular, when they show that one, it's like the really like minor key, kind of like
Yes.
somber vibe, which is cool. So, yeah, man. Okay. Well, should I have some clips of some things I want to like talk about.
Yeah, sure.
Maybe.
In general, this episode was full of, good underscoring, nice action music,
Mhm.
new instruments coming up.
Mhm.
So that was my general impression of this episode.
Yeah, no, for sure. They had tons of action sequences, which is like really fun. So like the whole Jude Law force theme that we talked about. I need to
Uh-huh.
find a better term for that like theme, but yeah, like that. All right, so the first thing that we get, the first like thing that I want to play um is that theme, like the Jude Law force theme, but we hear it whenever he's like kind of disguised, whenever he's searching for SM-33. And
Mm.
yeah, and I didn't realize it at first, but I was like, oh wait, is that? And then I was like, oh, sure enough, it is. Like it's the same, function harmonically, but like it's disguised in how it's played.
Okay, I didn't catch it.
Yeah, check this out. So the boom, boom,
Mm.
that's the same melody that we hear whenever he's doing the key, whenever it's,
Oh, okay.
yeah, just like totally different context,
Mm-hmm.
So that was really kind of cool, to hear that. And
Yes. And you were right about the captain thing.
yeah, dude, yeah,
Mm-hmm.
I don't think it was supposed to be like a huge
No.
thing, so yeah, it's pretty fun. I mean, yeah, I guess that is one thing that I really, really enjoyed about this episode is like all of the questions that we have, they're they're also asking all of the same questions,
Mm-hmm.
so it's like almost making us as the audience realize that like we don't know anything more than these little kids, really.
That's
Like
true.
we're totally in the dark and have the same
That's
questions as
true.
these kids. And
Mm-hmm.
maybe even they have more maybe they even have more intuition than we do. So
Mm-hmm.
it's like, oh man, I don't know. I love being put in that position as the audience, instead of like, the other way around where people are complaining about like plot holes and stuff. It's like,
Yeah.
it just furthers my point of like, just use some creative thinking and imagination. Like it's okay,
Mm-hmm.
and it's also okay to have questions and enjoy a story.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway, so yeah, so that was cool hearing that like Jude Law theme. Are- well, I guess yeah. Let me just rename it to the Jod Na. What's his full name? Jod Na something?
Nana would.
Yeah, Jod Nanawood theme. Let's call it that. The Nanawood theme. Yeah, super cool. So another thing that I wanted to kind of play is whenever they're escaping the pirate port
Uh-huh.
and stuff, we hear this cue. Now, I should have apologized in advance. All of these cues, they're like all these clips rather, are really hard to hear the cues underneath because of all the sound effects.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't have a way to grab like a high fidelity recording to like
Mm.
clips, and
Mm-hmm.
this is such quick turnaround time. There aren't clips online to like pull from. So yeah, bear with me, but you'll know where we are like talking about, and like if you go back and listen to the episode, especially if you're wearing headphones, you can hear the music so much more. So
Mm-hmm.
yeah, take these clips with a grain of ear salt, question mark. um so yeah, anyway, check this clip out. This is when they're like kind of escaping. Try, if you can, try to hear some of the elements of the music.
Fuel line. Okay, I'll try and snap it.
Yeah, so Tim, you heard that for a second there, right? The dun, 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 and like the kind of like the what's that instrument?
Ding, 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 ding. A marimba phone.
Yeah,
Is
yeah,
it
yeah.
marimba?
I
Yeah.
think so. Yeah, and
One
then
sticks on one. Yeah.
right, and then here I'll play a little bit more of this scene too.
It's a very well-made fuel line. Okay. I have an idea.
Right, and so
Mm-hmm.
you guys, obviously that is a total nod to this. Right. Like
Yes.
that is just so much fun. I was just having a nostalgic blast listening to that in the
Yes.
background. Um, in case anyone doesn't know.
Now this is Podracing.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, in case anyone hasn't heard this before, for anyone curious, episode one is my favorite movie.
Oh,
I don't know if anyone's heard that before or not, but yeah. Anyway,
no
so
show goes
that's
by without Phantom Menace quote.
yeah, sorry everyone. Um so the other one that I want to mention is Wim's theme. A
Mm-hmm.
really special moment for me was
Mm-hmm.
when he gets into the turret.
Mm-hmm.
We obviously, I think probably, hopefully, anyone who's been following along noticed his theme immediately. But here's the clip when he's in the turret. Right. And then it
Yes.
goes into like an action sequence. But yeah,
Sweeping.
just so fun, like in like heroic brass,
Yeah, and he's
instrumentation.
all big eyes, big ears.
Yeah, man, he's just like,
And
I'm doing the thing. And it's just,
yes, he's firing so hard.
yeah, like it's working, you know. Um, yeah, just like spinning in the circles. Like, oh my God, it's so good. So
That's true.
that was just so special to like hear his
Mm-hmm.
theme. I don't know. Yeah, it was also just kind of affirming for us, like, oh yeah,
Mm-hmm.
like this is kind of Wim's theme, right?
Yeah, it's uplifting.
So pretty fun to like. Oh yeah, like what we're thinking and talking about actually is the case.
Mm-hmm.
We're not just like making stuff up. Uh, so yeah, that's fun. Let me just read my notes real quick before I get to my last clip that I have.
Mm-hmm.
Um, oh yeah, one thing to mention, the mystery theme or the discovery theme, as you mentioned,
Mm-hmm.
we heard that when they landed on the moon,
On the moon.
Kim's
Yeah.
moon. Yeah, but in like classic 60s sci-fi theremin.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
pretty interesting, right?
It's interesting and it's a daring thing to do to put the
It-
theremin in Star Wars because it was just so, as you said, 60s sci-fi vibe, and it has never been in Star Wars for those reasons.
I know it's
And
borderline like offensive isn't the right word, but like
it's on the
borderline.
nose,
Yeah, yeah,
you know, somehow. It
yeah.
could be a matter of blending, I think, because when we hear it for the first time, it's pretty cool, and then later on, it's very in the foreground, it's very present.
hmm Yeah, I mean, it's just interesting because yeah, like Star Wars in general is kind of like when it came out was
Mm-hmm.
very not that style of sci-fi.
Yes,
It,
yes.
it was very not that. And so yeah, to hear it here was kind of like, oh, that's a choice, as open-minded Star Wars fans, like, yeah, cool, whatever. But it is pretty interesting. It's almost like having a Star Trek reference in Star
Yeah,
Wars. That's what it feels
yeah,
like to me.
yeah.
I'm gonna bleep that out too. Um,
Again, yes.
yeah, Avery, that one's for you, man. Um, yeah, dude. So yeah, that was fun. Um, one thing that I want to like dig into a little bit more is when they're talking about their great work with Kim in the map
Mm-hmm.
room. There is like a new theme that we kind of get. I went back and like was like, what's playing here? Yeah, and like I don't know, I didn't dig into it too much, but there was just something that was new, but like an obvious melody that was playing. So I don't know if we're gonna hear that again, maybe
Could be
like
an Ed
in
Atten theme,
yeah,
or as we
perhaps
should call it, 8080 and
AT10. Yeah.
yes,
Yeah, the proper way, everyone.
yes, the
Thank you.
proper way. Um, but yeah, it could be a new theme. I mean, this Kim with a pretty weird spelling is a
Yeah,
fun character,
totally. Yeah, she was cool, man. Space
and Space
like
Owl.
owl, cat, falcon.
Yes, and some sort of, she would be the Jocasta Nu of gathering stars,
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
like a
exactly.
librarian.
Yeah, the fact that they got like a coordinate card so fast. I was like,
Mm-hmm.
this is so impressive. Like they
Mm-hmm.
just needed just a hint of something from at Adden
Yeah,
to like
to X the rest out.
to finish, yeah, to narrow it down. That's so cool.
Mm-hmm.
Um,
And to have this giant telescope
mm,
is pretty cool to see as well.
yeah, the observatory. Yeah,
Yeah.
very cool. How sick the backdrop, like they're walking on this moon and the
Mm-hmm.
backdrop of like the gas planet, like right, it's just those visuals, man, are just my childhood dreams. And I just love seeing
Mm-hmm.
that. Like, oh, that was so
Those
sick.
purple lines and nebulas are pretty cool to see.
Yeah, for
And
sure.
actually, when they before they land, it's like our moon. Like the
Yeah,
texture is pretty much of our moon.
right. But like Jupiter in the background.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, I just love that visual so much.
hmm
Um,
And I like the dynamic between all those characters because the kids are pretty smart and
mhm.
he's trying to play games and then KB comes up and says, yeah, he just don't want to be seen and all this, and then they make the deal, and it's pretty cool because they play it back and forth, you
Yeah,
know.
no, you're so right, dude. One thing that in this I think is just me grasping at straws or like taking things too far. Was also staying up way too late watching this, so I attribute it to that being just totally delirious. But the music that plays when KB finally like leaves the observatory, because she kind of like stays behind, talks
Hmm. Hmm.
to Kim. Whenever KB leaves, and we see the X-wings like come over
Oh
the
yeah,
horizon,
dude.
the cue that plays there, it's really cool, like super dissonant and like suspenseful and like kind of scary sounding. Um, I'll play that clip here really quick.
Hmm. Yeah.
So yeah, man,
Before that is pretty Star Warsy.
yeah, very Star Warsy. The thing though with that is the theme da 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 da
Oh yeah.
da,
Hmm.
but like played
Very
like
dense.
together, like not
Hmm.
separated into a melody, but played
Hmm.
clusterally
Hmm.
together. I was like, oh, like, is that what's happening here? I don't know. It's like it would be cool if that because it's like a familiar collection of notes,
Hmm.
but played in a way that's like scary because like these kids don't know what X-Wings are in the Rebel Alliance and so
They don't know about the war.
right. So I don't know, but I think that's just me just yeah.
Yeah, I was curious to see who was like in the X-Wing. If it was our old friend Carson,
I
but
know,
he
wouldn't that
wasn't.
be
He
cool?
wasn't. Yeah,
Yeah.
he can't be like everywhere.
He's just
So,
everywhere, yeah. It's like yeah.
but I like the those lights, those searching lights underneath the X-Wing. It's
Yeah,
pretty
that was
cool.
cool. Yeah. So that was cool. Yeah, I don't know. I guess anyone else out there, like, let me know what you think about that theory. I still like would need to dig into the harmony of those like
Hmm.
voicings. I don't know. I don't think it's the case. It's just I was like trying to figure out like I always try to think about the why whenever it comes to like compositional decisions.
Uh,
Um, yeah, because usually there is always a why. Um,
did you
okay.
notice a tiny? I don't know if it should be called a theme, but when Jod is browsing through the all the rooms. When he goes to the knife, there's a little melody playing up front,
Ooh,
which
no.
could lead to could be repeated uh, later on.
Yeah. No,
Yeah.
I'll have to go back and clock that one. I am going to work on a Jod Nanawood breakdown video to talk
Hmm.
about like, everything we talked about last week with the
Hmm.
connection to Obi-Wan's like intro and stuff and probably depending on what that sounds like, I might throw that into or I'll just do like a part two. I already want to
Hmm.
do a part two for Whim's
Mm.
stuff. But yeah, no, that's cool. Let me write that down so I can clock that later.
Hmm.
Okay, sweet. All right. So the last thing that I want to mention, and this one I don't think I'm grasping at straws. I don't think I'm crazy. And if I'm right, like this could be pretty insane. It actually has to do with the very first scene in the episode that has to do with Wim's dad. Let me just play the clip and then I will talk about it.
Contact outside the barrier is forbidden. Travel outside the barrier is forbidden. Any violation of Planet Life protocols will result in security violation.
Oh, it's so hard to hear, everyone. I'm so sorry. Like it's so hard to get like a high fidelity clip. Yes.
Hmm.
So so for those who can't hear, like past the dialogue and like it's legitimately just that hard to hear on that clip. It sounds what they're playing sounds like this. Can you hear this?
Yes.
Beautiful. All right. So, yeah, got it to work. So what they're playing, dude, is this,
Hmm.
and then like an SD chord kind of like swells.
Hmm.
But dude, that's really eerily similar,
Something.
right?
Yes, indeed.
Like it's pretty crazy to me. I'll play the clip again from the show,
Mm-hmm.
even though even though you can't even hear it. Um, Here, let me play it again.
What's going on with Winstead?
Contact outside the barrier is forbidden. Travel outside the barrier is forbidden. Any violation of Planet Life is the result of security violation.
Yeah, it's like really quiet too. Sorry, everyone,
Yeah.
but yeah, yeah, just go back. Yeah, an excuse to rewatch the episode. Go back and check out that scene, like, and try to listen to the music there. It's, I don't know. To me, almost immediately, I was like, whoa, 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 what's happening right now? Like,
Yeah.
what is happening? And like Wim's dad, like, I don't know, man. Like he's like not in the room. Like everyone else is like
Yeah.
arguing at the robot and stuff, and he is not
Yep.
there. And
Yep.
like very serious face, like taking off his glasses and stuff. And it's like, whoa, like what is about to happen here?
Mm-hmm.
Um, Now, yesterday,
We even
whenever,
have the string tremolo.
yeah, yeah, exactly. The same thing that we talked about
Mm-hmm.
last week with
Mm-hmm.
that theme
Mm-hmm.
and with the string tremolo. Like, yes, dude, exactly my thought. So, yeah, like very clearly, like just I don't know. It's very much musically pointing in that direction.
Mm-hmm.
Now, yesterday with Tea Time on Tatooine, we were talking about how like he could also just be having like a complete panic attack, which
Mm-hmm.
yeah, like totally valid and like
Zoning out.
yeah, like would be fine. He is like zoning out, just like totally disassociating and like yeah, having a panic attack. Like yeah, like another theory that I thought of was like, oh my God, like what if during all of this Wim's dad dies? Just like can't handle like has a heart attack or something,
Oh,
like
okay.
that would be awful and obviously like yeah, like would change Wim's life forever and
Mm-hmm.
would explain the evolution of his theme, right? But I hope that's not the case. What I am thinking this music is, or maybe it's just what I'm wanting this music
Mm-hmm.
to kind of foreshadow is that Wim's dad is force sensitive and maybe even is not from Ad Adden.
Yeah, he crashed the ship.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
Exactly
Mm-hmm.
my thought, dude.
Mm-hmm.
Like he knows about the war, he knows about everything. He escaped the Jedi Order,
Mm-hmm.
like, and crashed on Ad Adden. And dude, and like we are about to see him like like kind of like Cal Kestis does. Like he has to make the decision and like, yeah, grabs his lightsaber again.
Mm-hmm.
Like, oh, dude,
Mm-hmm.
I think after hearing that music cue, I think that's what we're gonna get, which is a pretty bold prediction.
Yes.
But
We'll see. We'll see.
I know, man, like I'm
There's
pretty
some
pumped.
episodes to go. Yes.
Dude, if we're right, everyone listening, you owe us props or kudos or whatever. Like
You heard it here first.
you heard it here first. Um, yeah, I think I'll do a breakdown video too, just to like put that out there and just because who knows what we're gonna see next week. We could totally get the opposite of that. Like maybe
Yeah,
maybe he
maybe.
is just having a panic attack and like has a force forbid a heart attack or something.
There must
But
be some hints of how the ship got there and what's happening with Ad Atten in general.
yeah,
Why has it been like kept a secret from everyone? You know.
right.
And
Yeah, I
it
mean,
was it
or
was nice when Neil was like talking about the thing the what is it all about? What do your moms work?
hmm
And this they're asking all the questions right now,
hmm
and we do too.
yeah, man. So pretty sick episode all around. Lots of
Hmm.
fun music. Actually, really quick, I do want to mention, I just love Neil so much. His
Yes.
snoring. Did
Yes.
everyone hear that? Dude. Oh.
but as a chord.
That was honestly, I think that's the highlight for this show for me, and
Yeah,
probably
the
all of Star
best.
Wars.
The
I think
best.
that's the highlight for all of Star Wars for me is Neil Stars.
Shout out to the sound design department.
Dude, always. Oh, yeah, man.
It has a nice touch of humor as well, this episode.
Hmm.
Starting with, Jazz, I keep of peace, and then he's just like
Yeah, you know.
bashing this guy. No,
Yeah.
you maybe KB is force sensitive too.
Yeah, yeah.
I'm
Lots
not
of
tired at all. Yeah.
yeah, lots of like in context, like
Hmm.
character appropriate banter and things.
Yeah, I like
Very
that a
cool.
lot. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, for sure. That was one qualm I had with The Last Jedi was like we're hearing like your mama jokes in this and
Yeah,
stuff.
this one, yeah, it
I'm just
was
like, oh, you know,
not appropriate. Yeah.
yeah, kind of weird.
I mean, we have two names for Jord right now, which is one more explanation for like shady things going on and
Totally.
his maybe Jedi past.
Hmm. Totally.
And yeah, it was pretty, Kim said to KB that she can contact her anytime, which is a nice thing to have for the kids because you don't know.
Yeah, dude, I know like Captain Silvo. I don't know. I feel like I feel like that's a name that we've heard before outside of Skeleton Crew. But maybe I'm just thinking of like,
I was thinking of Slevo,
yeah, or maybe I'm thinking of like
but
Captain
I don't know.
Typho,
Yeah, maybe.
or maybe even like Sifo-Dyas, like mixing all of that in my
Yeah.
head. Captain Silvo, I don't know. Yeah, I don't know, man. It's cool, but
And we have the answer why he didn't break out like earlier because he didn't have a ship.
yeah, exactly. Like, which is what we talked about. Like, okay, obviously he could have, obviously he didn't for a reason, and yeah, he kind of actually. I think both of our theories that we mentioned for that, because people were like kind of like complaining like, oh, this is so stupid, like poorly written. Like, dude, shut up. Um, like both of our things that we talked about, he mentioned like
Yep.
one, strategically waiting for the right time, but then two, the force guiding, which could just be him like bluffing. But yeah, like, come on, people, like let's just watch the show. Let's just watch the show. I don't
Yep.
know. I don't know what to say. Well,
We'll
that's
know more
everything.
next
Yeah.
week.
Yeah.
Turn on back SOMP on 80.5 as always. Thank you for
Yeah.
tuning in this week.
Yes. Available wherever you are in the galaxy
Yes. On the HoloNet.
on the HoloNet. All right, everyone. May the
Sweet.
force be with you.
Always.